Hi, welcome back to Kayla Academy. So today we're going to talk about equation of straight line. So now, in case you have not learned about this one, today we can talk about the different forms of the equation of straight line. So we can represent it in a different way. Okay, it's one of the simplest things, right? Because you have done a quadratic function, so it's a parabola. So now it's just a straight line. So it should be easier. Okay, the gradient or slope of a straight line. So it's given by this formula here. Okay, y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Okay, so in case you don't know what is x1, y1, that's the first point, first coordinate. Okay, x2, y2, it's the second coordinate of the line. Okay, line, if you know any 2 points, then you know the slope. Okay, that's it. Okay, so it's equal to minus of y-intercept divided by x-intercept. So don't mix these two up. This one is talking about the intercepts, but this one is talking about the coordinates. Okay, so let's just look at this illustration, x1, y1 and x2, y2. And what is actually y2 minus y1 and x2 minus x1? So let's see this. If I draw a dotted line, then this coordinate is x2, right? And this x coordinate is x1. So the distance here should be x2 minus x1. Then this y coordinate, this height is y2 and this height is y1. So this height should be y2 minus y1. And hence, what you have for the slope, slope is essentially this one divided by this one. Okay, so that's it. Okay, and this one is in another way. So let's say here, you have a straight line here. Okay, then your y-intercept is this point, right? Okay, y-intercept is here, then x-intercept is here. So let's say this is 5, this is 4, then this one will be m will be equals to minus 5 over 4. Okay, very simple, correct? Okay, the y-intercept is 5, x-intercept is 4. Then you just directly plug in. Okay, depends on what information is given. Okay, then you use which one. Okay, let's move on. Positive and negative slopes. Okay, so let's say I draw this kind of lines. It's slanted this way. I'm not dabbing. Okay, so this one is this direction is a positive slope. Okay, just remember, if it's tilted this way, then it's a positive slope. If it's tilted the other way, then it's a negative slope. What if it's a horizontal line? What if it's this case? Then what is the slope? No slope, right? Okay, your idea is no slope. Okay, no slope means what? It's m equals 0. Okay, then since this one is m equals 0, then what do you have for this one? Okay, this horizontal line. So this one, it's a vertical line, right? Okay, it's a vertical line. So this one is 0. The other one should be what? Okay, it's undefined because it's vertical. So you don't talk about the slope, right? Okay, there's no gradient for it, right? Okay, so this m is undefined. Okay, so a lot of you would say infinity lah. Okay, so something like that. Okay, because as this one tilted higher, it's having bigger slope, bigger slope, bigger slope. So that one is like the biggest slope. Okay, something like that. Okay, so you can remember this as like infinity, but you shouldn't write m is equals to infinity. Okay, right? So m is undefined, and this is for vertical line. Okay, you use this sometime. Okay, sometimes in the future. Okay, you use this one. Okay, remember this one and this one, especially this one, very important. This one you will need to know when to use this, which is the maximum and minimum point. You always have this horizontal line as a tangent. Okay, so we'll talk about that one later on. Okay, so equations of line in gradient form. Okay, gradient form means y equals to mx plus c. You have heard this like a lot of times, and it's written in this form. Then it's called the gradient form. Okay, so let's move on to talk about a little bit of this. Okay, so let's say I have this equation. Okay, this line with these 2 points. Again, the points, the exact location of the point is not important. So how are we going to find an equation for this one? Okay, the equation, an equation for this one. Okay, so m is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So I can actually choose this one to be my x1, x2, or this one to be my x1, x2. It doesn't matter. Order can be switched. Okay, so but one thing to remember: if you call this one x1, then this one has to be y1. Okay, you can't do x1 and y2. Okay, so remember. So y2 minus y1. So I take this one minus this one. Then the bottom part also this one minus this one. Okay, so if you want to switch, then you take minus 4 minus 3, then 0 minus 1. Okay, switch has to be switched together. Okay, then the slope is 1. And how do we find the equation of a line? Okay, we directly have this one, right? Okay, y equals to 1x plus c. This is 1, right? Okay, mx plus c. Y equal mx plus c. But what is our c here? How do we find it? We find the c by substituting any of these points into that equation and find c. Okay, we substitute 0 and -4, let's say, okay, into here. X equals 0 here, y equals -4. If you substitute in, then you get this, which tells you that c is equal to -4. Okay, sure? Okay, you are following me, right? Okay, c is equal to -4. Since you found c already, you sub it back to here, then you found an equation of that line, okay, in gradient form. Okay, so you get this one, okay, x minus 4. Okay, why? Now I want to point out one thing. In a lot of questions, in a lot of exercises in your book or in the exam, they always say the equation of a line, which is wrong. The idea of the is wrong because the is unique, right? You see, this one, is it the equation of a line? Okay, let me ask you this. So if I write 2y equals to 2x minus 8, is this representing the same line? It is, right? So they both are equations of that line. Okay, so you can't use the, it's an equation of a line. Okay, of that line. Okay, so I always use an. I don't use the unless I'm just like following the pattern or the format of the exam. Okay, I'm just pointing this out. Whenever you talk about equation of a line, it's an equation of the line. Okay, I don't want to talk about English. So, all right. So now, I just write this down, equation of line in gradient form. Okay, find the, you see, this one is not right? Okay, so this one is like following the format of your SPM. So this one, the correct one should be an. Okay, find an equation of the line in gradient form using this formula. Okay, so now it's given in this formula. So first thing we need to find what? M. Okay, we need to find the slope first. Then you write this one. Okay, so the formula. And secondly, okay, so answer is -12. Then second, what we find? We substitute the point 1, 4 into here. You see, this one here, the y is variable, x is variable, but x1, y1 is any of these coordinates. So let's say we take 1, 4 here, then we put it in, we will get something like this. Okay, you get me? You see, y is a variable, so it's not changing to any of the values. So this one is y1, so it's something that you sub in, which is 4 here, and this is x1, which is 1 here. Okay, y minus y1 is equals to mx minus x1. Okay, then I just write it, arrange it nicely, then I move this over, so I'll get this one, and it's just equal to this one, which is the in gradient form now. Okay, which is in gradient form now. Sorry, it's not pointing at this one. So that's y equals to mx plus c. Okay, so this is in gradient form. Okay, gradient form. Okay, no problem. Alright, let's move on. Equation of line in intercept form. This is one of the simplest one, okay, I'll say. Right, so if you are given this one, so this one. So now, what is x-intercept? X-intercept is when the x values of point A here, okay, so which is A, right, okay, or x values when y equals 0. X-intercept, remember, when you talk about x-intercept, it's y equals 0. When you talk about y-intercept, it's x equals 0. So for this case, the x-intercept is just the value A. Okay, it's just the value A, not A comma 0. Okay, it's just the value A. So y-intercept is, okay, same thing here. Y-intercept is when x equals 0. So the value is B. Okay, so if you want the intercept form, you see, very simple, x divided by the x-intercept, y divided by y-intercept is equals to 1 and you are done. Okay, very simple as this. Okay, so give you an example. Okay, this one must be 1, just remember. Okay, find the intercept form of the given line. Okay, find the intercept form of a given line. So now, right, hey, now you see, I say find the intercept. Is it correct now? Yes, right, okay. So because it's fixed, right, it has to have that format, so it's fixed. So I can call the intercept form, right? Okay, again, I don't want to talk about English, so my England is not so good. So, okay, so now x divided by A plus y divided by B is equal to 1. Hence, what's your x-intercept here? Minus 3. What's your y-intercept here? 7. So, it's just x divided by negative 3 plus y divided by 7 equals to 1. You are done. Okay, gone. So, this one is the answer. Simple. Okay, given that the intercept form of a line is this one, find the gradient of the line. How do we find the gradient? Okay, so now give you this one. Okay, the gradient, I just hint you this one. This is the first formula that we learned today. It's this one, right? Okay, it's minus y-intercept divided by x-intercept. So from here, this is the intercept form. So you will know that this one is x-intercept. Okay, this is x-intercept and this is y-intercept. Hence, you know this one. Okay, you know this one already. Sum into a formula and get the answer. So it's minus 4 over 3. Okay, it's very simple. If not, what do? You change from this one to y equals to mx plus c. You just multiply, move it over, then you change it to y equal to mx plus c, then you get the m. Okay, it's the same, but this one is relatively simpler because it gives you the intercept form. Okay, great. Equation of line, standard form. Standard now, okay, standardized. Okay, but it's not really standard. Okay, so I'm just telling you, I'm just letting you know now. Okay, standard form is either this one, ax plus by plus c equals 0, or ax plus by is equals to c. Okay, so that's not very standard though. Okay, a, b, c has no common factors, so meaning that it cannot be 2x plus 4y is equals to 6. It cannot have things like this one lah. So you have to change this one to x plus 2y equals to 3, something like this. Okay, normally you just write in this way. Okay, normally the a has to be bigger than 0, so meaning that if there is a negative here, you move it to the other side. Okay, no fractions. If you have something like 1 over 2x plus 1 over 3y equals to 2, then no fraction is allowed, so you have to multiply by 6, then this one becomes 3x plus 2y is equals to 12, things like this. Okay, just letting you know this. Okay, no problem. Okay, things like this. Okay, so example, this one is a standard form, so this is fine. If you have this one, you see, you don't want the x to be having a negative coefficient, and there shouldn't be any what? There shouldn't be any common factors, so you have to divide by -2. Okay, this is not. So I change it to this one by dividing by -2, so I get -4y and -2. equals 0. Great. Tang tang, cannot have fraction. So I multiply by the common factor here, okay? Common multiple there, okay? So that's 6 to make it to have no fraction, no denominator. So this is not, I change it to this. So minus 18 is equal to 0. Okay, so normally you can also call this standard form, okay, or this, everything move to one side. Okay, so to make it simple, we just move everything to one side, equals 0, then that's it. Okay, alright, it's time for some exercise. Okay, so we have this one, we want to find in gradient form. So we have to move things over. How do we move things over? So here I have x minus 2y plus 4 is equals to 0. I move the 2 over, so y 2y is equals to, can I don't do this? Okay, so I'll do it for you, just for you. Okay, y equals to, divide by 2, right? So 1 over 2x plus 2. Problem? Any problem here? No? It's fine. So what is this? This is in gradient form. So y is equals to half x plus 2. Okay, intercept form. So intercept form, first of all, I need to know the x-intercept. Okay. Second, I need to know the y-intercept. Okay, so what is x-intercept? X-intercept happens when y is equal to 0. When y is equal to 0, so which one I want to use? Okay, I use this one, okay, the origin one. I said y equals 0, then x is equal to negative 4. Okay, move the 4 over, so I get negative 4. So this is minus 4. Y-intercept is when x is equal to 0. When x is equal to 0, so when x is equal to 0, this is easier. So I look at this, when x is equal to 0, so y is equal to 2. So equal to 2. Hey, you see here, this equation and this equation, they are exactly the same. So sometimes it's easier to look at this one, sometimes it's easier to look at this one. Depends on case. If you are a little bit weak, you don't want to confuse yourself, you always go back to the original one, or always go back to the last thing that you found. Okay? So going back to the original one will be safer because you're afraid you get something wrong here. Okay? Alright, so you get this one, means x divided by x-intercept is minus 4 plus y divided by 2 is equals to 1. So this one is in intercept form. Okay, no problem, right? Okay, I'll move on to talk about the other one. This one gives you gradient form. I want standard form. So I'll multiply both sides by 3. So I'll get 3y is equals to 2x plus 6. You want to move this one over, or you want to move 3y over? 3y over, because you want x to have positive coefficient. So this one will give you 2x minus 3y, then plus 6 is equal to 0. And again, now these two equations, they are exactly the same. So I choose anything so that I can achieve my things. Okay, I'll call A the x-intercept. So because I'm lazy like you, okay, so x-intercept is A. Here x-intercept, this is B is y-intercept. X-intercept is found by letting y is equal to 0. If y equals 0, means this one is 0. Okay, means 2x is equal to negative 6. 2x is equal to negative 6. Okay, so x is equal to negative 3. So A, the x-intercept, is negative 3. Okay, y-intercept is B. B is called y-intercept. So it's very simple. Sub x equals 0. When sub x equals 0, y is 6. So 6. So I just write down x divided by negative 3 plus y divided by 6 is equal to 1. Okay, great. Okay, next. So I have this. If you see half here, are you afraid? What is this? The x-intercept. What is this? the y-intercept. Okay, x-intercept. I don't write the whole thing. This is y-intercept. Okay. All right. So you see, x-intercept is this half, y-intercept is 5. So I roughly sketch for you. Half is here, 5 is here. So here, this point is what? Can you tell me what is the point here? It's 1/2 and it's 0. Okay, y equals 0, right? Okay, how about this point here? It's 0 and 5. Okay, so a lot of ways that you can do it. Okay, a lot of ways that you can do this. Okay, so this one, if you rewrite this one, it will be equals to this one, x over half is equal to 2x. Do you see that? X over half is equals to 2x. You see this? Okay? Okay? Just if you don't know, try to work this out and see whether you get is equal to 2x or not. Because it's a divided by b, c divided by d. So AD divided by BC. This is AD divided by BC. So this is ABCD. Okay? So this is 2x plus y over 5 is equals to 1. If you multiply both sides by 5, so you get 10x, then plus 2y, 10x plus y only, sorry, multiplied by 5 is equals to 5. So 10x plus y minus 5 is equal to 0. So I would just write that here. Sorry, standard form. 10x plus y minus 5 is equals to 0. Okay, let me check whether I made some mistake here. I multiply by 5, then this is 10x plus y is equal to 5. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Okay, so I got this one. I want to change it to gradient form. What do? I just move everything to right hand side except the y. Okay, so y is equals to minus 10x, then plus 5, and I'm done. Okay. Okay, so you should try yourself. It's a little bit messy here. I just write it like very messily, but it's fine. Okay, no problem. Okay, next one. It's homework. Okay, so now I'm just gonna let you pause the video and you try to figure out what is this, and so on. Okay, then you come back to check your answer. Okay. All right. So let's get back to this. This one, answer is this. Okay, what you're going to do is essentially move the x terms and the constant term to one side and divide by the coefficient. Divided by the coefficient of the y. Okay, here, simple also, it's 5/2 and then 5/4. What do? You kind of let y equals 0, then you found that x is equal to 5/2, so that's why 5/2. Then you let x equal to 0, then y is equal to -5/4. So you get this one. Okay, that's how you do it. And just check your answer. The one is this and this one. And I just show all the answers here. Okay, easy lessons, right? Okay, so I'll see you next time.